attention like ladies and gents when I mention my name at the door. And I hope you'll pardon me, see by my card I am finding a world we may explore. You're in the dream I have drawn. You're like the wings for my song. I get a lift with your gift to know right from the wrong. Really strong. Our imagination will find this occasion to go where we know we belong.
It was Harold's bedtime, and Harold had nearly fallen asleep when he heard music playing outside his window, faint and far away. Harold was curious about the mysterious, beautiful music. He wanted to hear more. Harold could barely make out the sound, and he couldn't tell from which direction it was coming. But then Harold remembered. Lilac had a keen sense of hearing and was good at finding things. Harold asked Lilac to help him find the source of the music. Harold knew Lilac was onto something, but he couldn't see where she was going. Harold recognized the bandshell in the park. His parents had taken him to a place like this once, to listen to music. Harold had found the music, and Lilac too. But he couldn't see a thing.
I hear a sad song, a never glad song. What makes me feel it's all so real. I can't conceal its appeal, makes me seal off to cry. And in this sad song, I'm missing you all along. Don't refuse when the music says stop what you're doing and start to make sure you react to the fact there is life for your heart to explore. But music can also uphold me. If I sing out of key, please don't scold me. I am learning to sing, I am told we wrap our feelings right up in a song. I feel a power in music, not the kind of confused with excuses. Now I find there is mind over matter when the heart of the music is strong. There's a melody in my memory, wait and see, it'll come to me. Where was I now? Wherefore and how? Flying on wings of the song. Where I belong, where will it go? I'll never know. In my most musical world.
Harold was disappointed that the concert had ended. He wanted to hear the music again. Then Harold wondered if maybe he could play the music himself. Perhaps, Harold thought, he should try a smaller instrument. The violin wasn't playing right. Harold wondered if it was broken. The flute had lots of nice little holes, but Harold couldn't get it to make any sound. Harold was pleased to free Lilac, but he was disappointed that he couldn't play any of the instruments. Maybe Harold thought his trouble was that he was trying to play the instruments one at a time. Maybe he'd have more luck if he played them all at once. Harold was beginning to fear that he'd never be able to play any of these instruments. Lilac seemed to agree. Harold wondered how he could make real music without real instruments. And now he had to track down Lilac again.
Lilac! Lilac! Ha!
Harold could hear Lilac's bark, but he wasn't sure where it was coming from. Either Lilac was closer than Harold had thought, or this was an unusual log. Now that Harold had found his friend, he wanted to try to make real music again. And now Harold believed he knew just where to start. Harold wondered what kind of sound he could make, drumming on something else.
It's so impromptu to stomp, chump. Give 'em rhythm to romp when they want some. With a stick from my pickety pocket, I'm as slick as a one-man band. Clickety-clack, this is handy for a brand spanking rhythm so dandy. As a matter of fact, when you practice, you must act like you're still in command. If you start from your heart. Beetle bum, here I come. Now I see how, why we are now flying on wings of a song. Where we belong, where will we go? We will soon know. In our most musical world.
Harold was proud of the rhythms he and Lilac had played, but now they were both very thirsty. Blowing over the bottle had made a musical sound. Harold discovered that he could play the same musical sound or note too. But playing one note over and over was getting a little dull. Harold decided to make holes in the bottle, like the holes on the flute he'd seen at the band show. Now Harold could play many different notes. By putting the different notes together, Harold and the birds had created a melody. Now that he could play a melody, Harold wanted to see if he could play the exact music he'd heard earlier. Harold loved the melody the birds sang, but the music he was trying to play also had deeper sounds. And since Harold now knew that rhythm was part of music too, the animals were delighted with the music they'd made. And Harold felt proud too. Of course, this music didn't sound exactly like the music Harold had heard at the band shell, but it was beautiful just the same. It had rhythm, it had melody, And it was real, even without real instruments. Finally, Harold was satisfied, sleepy, and ready to go home. As the music floated softly on the night air, Harold dropped off to sleep, and his purple crayon dropped to the floor.